What is gravity? I've tried to look it up on the web and seem to keep coming up with the same answer, which is mass. I can go with that to a point, but it's the same as saying size. This, in my mind, is not a description of gravity. Science has all kinds of measurements on gravity but don't know what it is. They come up with all kinds of complicated theories but none make sense. I have a much simpler description to what gravity is, and it proves itself. Mass really has no properties to create an attraction. You'd be no more attracted to a giant rock than to a small rock, unless you collect them. Let's first look at what would attract like a magnet, for instance some metals. We are not attracted to a magnet, and neither are rocks, water, air, etc. So what keeps it all attached to this fast-spinning planet? After you hear this, stop and think about it, and I'm sure you'll agree. Blow up a balloon and put a piece of paper to it. It likely won't stick. Rub the balloon on something furry to give it a static charge. Now pieces of paper will stick to it. Here is where the mass comes in. If the balloon is large enough and has a static charge, it will hold a newspaper. Also think about lightning. You see it come down from the clouds, but it has already gone up from the earth. The moisture in the clouds attracted it. You can prove it to yourself. Rubbing your shoes on a rug builds up a static charge in you. Now touch a metal doorknob and you'll get a shock and even see a spark. If you look closely, you'll see that the spark came from the knob to you and not the other way. You have just created a small lightning bolt. The doorknob had no charge, but you did, so it went from you to the knob and back. Okay, so you may ask, how do you know that the Earth has a static charge? Simple. It not only spins but moves through space at a high rate of speed. That constantly gives it a really good strong static charge. I worked in factories and often around conveyor belts that move things. I noticed that most, if not all, have ground straps attached to them. Those ground straps take away the static charge that the belts build up. Well, now you finally have an accurate answer to what is gravity. Just theory, you say? Maybe so, but it's one that makes sense and proves itself. If you don't believe me, then the next time you get abducted, ask the aliens.